Do I carry pictures of the nice guys on business on my phone? Yes, but they're very tasteful.
When somebody tells me there's no easy button.
Yeah, right. There's no easy button. That is not a good thing to say. Hey, sorry, guys. You know what was easy? Setting it up in the first fucking place because I paid somebody to do it. Okay. Now, are you going to pay that same guy to move me over to version 4? Okay. Because I paid once and I don't want to pay again.
They beat me. Straight up. Pay them. Pay the nice guys their money.
In Confessions of a Winning Poker Player, Jack King said, "Few players recall big pots they have won, strange as it seems, but every player can remember with remarkable accuracy the outstanding tough beats of his career. It seems true to me, because walking in here, I can hardly remember how I built my bankroll, but I can't stop thinking about the way I lost it, to the nice guys on business." Go from where you are now to where you could be. Get expert tips to grow your business, to be more productive and more efficient, whether you're trying to build influence, grow your community, or make it rain. Best-selling author of Nice Guys Finish First, Doug Sandler, can lead the way. The Nice Guys on Business is produced by Turnkey Podcast Productions. Now, here's your host, Doug Sandler.
Hit record. Fucking hit record right now.
Yes.
God.
We are here. We are
Hey,
here. We are here. And this...
Welcome back.
This will be it. Listen, if you've come for multiple topics today, I have a good feeling we will be hanging out with this one topic, with the exception of wonderful voicemails that we've gotten from our amazing community. This will be a one-topic episode.
My name's Strickland on the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler. And you're going to tell us the one topic? I don't even need to put it on the wheel, I guess, huh?
You do not need to. Now, certainly, Strickland, you have the right to veto or to filibuster.
No, we've had enough fucking politics with all the whatever, fucking impeachment bullshit. I don't even want to talk about it.
I turned, where was I today? I was somewhere where I saw something on the news about impeachment proceedings. And I was like, it might be a couple topics. Sorry. We won't have to talk about the impeachment. I do want to spend a moment or two talking about Kobe Bryant, if we could, and the whole helicopter crash. But voicemails, helicopter crash, and then the worst possible customer support email you would ever want to get.
Dude, I've gotten some bad ones. I've gotten some bad ones. That's what the topic's going to be about, the worst possible.
I shouldn't. Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, that's what it's about. Okay.
I shouldn't taint the community by saying it's the worst. I should just read it and then have you give me your opinion. Okay. So can we go back, edit that part out where I said it's the worst possible? Will you edit that out?
I'm not going to edit that. That'd be too much.
All right. So before I go off of my tirade on this, would you like to? Should we play our voicemails that we have early on, or should we hang out and put them at the end of the episode? Either way is fine.
Either way is fine. But I know if we wait till the end, sometimes it gets past the end and it's like we get really long and then we don't want
this is the end, my friend.
Yeah.
Isn't that Jim Morrison?
That's
right?
the Doors. End? Yeah, I'm not a big Doors fan. No, not really. You really want to talk about?
You were never into drug fueled rock and roll.
No.
Oh no, wait a minute. That was your last handful of band gigs.
Yeah, right. Right. No, the Doors were definitely not one of my bands. Plenty of other drug fueled bands that I enjoy, but that's not one of them. So, all good.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Let's be reasonable with our community. Okay. Let's give our community probably what they came for, which is somebody much better than us. And if you are tuning in for the first time and you've never tuned into the Nice Guys on Business because you thought it was Monday and Wednesday only providing great information, if you are tuning in and you think this is the best thing that you could possibly ever hear today, hey, it's a good chance to meet Doug and Strick. We just have two words we would like to say, Strickland.
We're sorry.
We are sorry.
It doesn't get any better than this. This is the show. Yeah.
This is the show. This is it. Oh my gosh. I don't want to say this is the true us because I really do feel like I still deliver the true me on Mondays and Wednesdays when I'm delivering a wonderful, experienced persona in the world of business. Mm-hmm. But
it's just not opposite me. That's the difference, you see.
Yes, that's very true. I'm just not sitting direct. Strickland brings out the best
or the worst
in me. I don't really know what it is. Okay, let's do this. Let's not debate any longer. Let's go to our voicemails.
Okay.
And then I will get right to the worst customer support email ever sent.
Okay, let's start with Jenny Bellinger because it looks like we have 3 from Jared.
Okay,
so we'll do
great.
Jenny's first and then we'll get into Jared's. Okay, here we go.
Sure,
Jenny Bellinger.
Hey guys, it's Jenny Bellinger. I'm calling because I'm listening to the beginning of Friday's episode and you're talking about the disc profile and how come nobody else took it. I have taken, I actually haven't taken the disc profile. I took a class on how to give assessments, or actually a few classes on how to give assessments and things like that, back when I was getting my degree in psychology. And so I can't really take the assessment because I know so much about it. I know how to fool the assessment, so I've never taken it, but I do know enough about the disc to know that I am a high I, surprise, surprise, Jenny's a party girl. But I'm also a high D, which means I like to get shit done. So hence the direct sales Dom, right? It's a little bit fun, but I get stuff done. Ooh, my new motto. I like it.
Fun and done.
I have a little bit of S, which is the nurturing, mothering, caring about other people's side, but it's way lower than my I and my D. And then I have a little bit of C as well, meaning numbers and facts and stuff matter to me, but it's not like a driving force in my decision making most of the time. So I figured you would enjoy getting a voicemail about my disc, not my deck. I don't have one of those. My disc profile. I don't, like I said, I don't have any actual numbers, but that's me. So I hope you guys have a great day. Bye, Doug.
So a few things I'd like to mention on this, and not that I listen to Jenny's voicemail with every double entendre running through my brain, but she said, she coming up with the name Fun and Done as opposed to my college name, which was One and Done. So sorry about.
Wait a minute, I gotta had to get on the right tab.
That's probably not good. I think it's the first time anybody ever said any girl that I knew in my life actually had a little S. So a big S. That was number 2. And I did love the fact that she did say that she didn't have a little dick, but she had a little disc.
Little disc.
That was
yes, very important to clarify that one.
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you so much. Anyway, any comments about that? Her dick profile? Any comments?
Nice. No, I think
that would be Marcel, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that about says enough. I don't think we need more than that. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Jared's. Thank you, Jenny, for the voicemail. Well appreciated. I love the fact that you actually ran through that and you did. Now, how does one fool a disc profile?
Well, because if you've had training on them, then you know what the meanings of the questions are. So if you're trying to go for a specific outcome, you can answer in a specific way.
Oh, okay. I got it. Well. Okay. But if you really want to find if you're like a true value to the position and not just, can I put myself in the position because I want the job, doesn't it make sense to answer the questions correctly?
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Totally agree.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's go on to Jared's 3 voicemails. Thank you, Jenny, for leaving the voicemail. Appreciate that.
Okay. Let's see. Jared, number 1. Here we go.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick. Jared here. Voicemail number 3. Yep, I did it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. I got to stop that. I guess you put them in backwards. But let me try play number 3 first.
I swear I thought I put them in the right order. Are you sure you didn't download that? No, because they're named.
Exactly.
So sorry.
Yeah, so let me try number 3 first. See what happens.
Okay.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick. It's Jared here. So Friday, I'm enjoying my episode, and you're talking about the 12-week year. Not the 12-week planner, not the 12-week calendar, it's the 12-week year. And yes, I did reach out to you by Facebook because I knew you wouldn't answer your phone. But I also wanted to be respectful, don't get too used to that, of time, because I think it was kind of late at night when I was reaching out, and I wasn't sure, what time you go to bed. When you start getting up there in age, I know people tend to go to bed a little earlier, so I wanted to just kind of, be nice to you. Anyways, it's the 12-week year. It's Brian Moran, and the introduction was because you mentioned wanting to get him on your podcast, and I knew Big A knows Brian. So I just wanted to connect the dots for you and make life a little easier, hopefully. Because you also mentioned him being a New York Times bestselling author, and they usually ignore you, which I understand why. Totally, I get it.
Always. Always.
Strick, I know, gets it. Anyways, love the show, guys. Keep it up, and I will keep harassing you. And by the way, I'm not even halfway through the episode, so I'm sure you're going to probably get another call.
And he was true to form. He does leave another call. I think actually that let me look for Brian Moran. I think that Brian and I may have exchanged emails. Brian did. Thanks for the intro, Doug. Nice to connect. I'd love to hear more about your show. I sent him the link to get on the show, and I sent him a scheduling link. I listened to a few good stuff. I'd like to be a guest at Next Steps. So I sent him a congratulations. Here's how you get on. And that was 5 days ago. He has not scheduled it yet. So maybe I should just resend him the email or the link. Yeah. I don't really know. I never know what to do. It's like, okay, so just so you have a little look behind the curtain, Nice Guy Community, as you're checking this out in this episode, I usually don't chase guests unless I really see a purpose to chase them. And Strick, what would you say in this particular case? Here's somebody that Jared recommended. He is a New York Times bestseller. Mm-hmm. I did send him an email. He did reach back out again, say he's listened to some episodes, good stuff. I'd love to be a guest. Next Steps. Sent him the link, and then crickets.
You can't chase them that far. It's just not worth it. It's not. We have too many people asking to be guests, craving to be guests, desperately wanting to be guests, and if he doesn't want it bad enough, he doesn't want it bad enough.
I feel the same way. I mean, maybe here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, just because Jared is a wonderful guy, and I don't want to make him look potentially if there's any issue, I am going to resend this. Copy paste. Congratulations, Brian. I'm going to put resend message. Okay, I'm going to put that, and then let's see if he takes advantage of it. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I don't want Jared to feel bad that he hasn't connected with us. But like I said, I don't usually chase people to get on the show. But here we go.
Yeah,
I'm chasing somebody now to ask him to get on the show.
Okay.
Thank you, Jared, for the lead. Appreciate it. Hey, and it's funny because Jared knows somebody that knows. Remember Tom Schwab? Well, you know Tom Schwab, of course. Well, Aaron Walker used to work with Tom Schwab, and Aaron Walker I think he represents or he's a business coach for Brian. So Jared knows Brian. I know Tom. I know Aaron. And so now we all know Brian, and Brian is now ignoring us. What was the point? That's my point. Okay, let's keep rolling. Jared, I'd love to know if you have a connection to him. If you have a connection, can I send him back an email and saying, "You dick"? No, of course I wouldn't do that, but maybe I would. I don't really know. I don't know, maybe I'm feeling a little bit sassy because of this customer service email that I got, the support email.
Apparently.
Let's go on to message number 2 from Jared.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick. Jared here. Again, voicemail number 2. Yes, guys. I am back in business for calling more than once. Anyways, Strickland, you are so tech savvy and awesome with the stuff you do. Isn't there some way you can put in a mute button that you control? So when you're listening to voicemails, you can mute Doug and he doesn't kill my punchlines. I don't know. Just a thought for you. Maybe you can do that, and then you can actually hear the voicemail too. Anyways, guys, love the show. Keep it up. See ya.
Good idea. Yeah. Can I do that? Oh, wait a minute. Look at this.
Here's what
I actually can. Do. Okay, go ahead and talk, Doug.
I am talking right now.
And right there, I just muted you. I have a mute button. I didn't even realize I had a mute button. I love it.
Damn. All right. So I guess I was going to say, but you're welcome to do it. Now, I love this because you know what happens? Now you're responsible for it, and I won't be responsible for not talking.
I see. Except I don't know when the punchline's coming, but I still like the fact that I actually do have a mute button. Yeah.
All right. How about we try this? Can we try this now that I know that you have some power and control here? I think it's important for me to not only exhibit your power, but for me to understand you actually have the power, because I think absolute power will corrupt absolutely. So I think instead of that, why don't we do this? Why don't I try to control myself from saying anything during the next handful of voicemails? And if you feel I don't fit the bill, you go ahead and mute me. Make sense?
Okay, sure.
Okay, let's get on it. Let's get on to voicemail number 3.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick. Jared here. Voicemail number 3. Yep, I did it, fellas. We got the trifecta. Anyways, I'm calling about the Super Bowl comment. Yeah, you knew a call would be coming, but this is probably not what you're going to be expecting. So, to me, Doug, I'm not mad at you for not knowing, because, quite frankly, I don't even know. I feel like the Super Bowl is kind of like the nice guys on business. You know, we tune in just for the commercials. So, nice guys on business, I listen to hear Steve O'Brien, and maybe Fridays. Super Bowl, I tune in just for the commercials. Anyways, just had to share that with you guys. So, no anger on my side, fellas. See you guys.
Jared clearly listens for Steve O'Brien and for his own voicemails. I think that's really what it's about.
Oh, God. I actually have something to say about Steve O'Brien. I'm going to be interviewing Steve O'Brien for an upcoming article in Podcast Magazine.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we're going to be naming the article. It's going to be called The Voice You Know, but the Person You Don't, Steve O'Brien.
I love it. What a great idea. Because, we realized after the fact that, he is the voiceover guy for Steve Olsher's, both of Steve Olsher's shows. And we found him independent of Steve Olsher's shows for the Nice Guys on Business.
That is correct. Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Yeah.
Did you know Kobe Bryant was worth $770 million?
Jesus, how did that happen? Wow.
How did that happen? He is the highest. Bryant was a legend of NBA and highest earning player. Wow, he was definitely. Bryant was the highest paid team sports player in the history and second highest earning NBA player ever.
I did not know that.
He's on the Forbes list of highest paid athletes of all time, ranking in 6th place.
Wow. Oh
gosh, amazing.
Yeah.
Jordan Brand made Michael Jordan number 1, $2.8 billion in revenue for Nike.
That's crazy.
Woo, doggy.
That's kind of crazy. Okay.
Amazing.
Do we want to get to your voicemail? Not your voicemail, not voicemail. Your letter, your customer service letter. Because apparently it's going to be our only topic today.
Well, I know there were several other topics. I did mention just that about Kobe Bryant. I don't want to finish on the fact that it was worth $770 billion. I just want to talk about the fact that it was crazy. I mean, it seemed like will this go down as one of those things that I remember when, or I was here when? Is it that? Did it affect at all? Did it affect you? Was it more than just a blip on your morning? Like it was to you, was it any different, worse, better? Better. It can't be any better. Was it as painful as Lady Di dying? I remember I think it was a Saturday that Lady Diana died.
What's that? The thing is, I'm so not really a sports fan. It really didn't affect me that much until I started hearing people talking about him more. Because obviously, I know that guys like Sean Carpenter, any of the others who are listeners who are sports fans, are like, "Oh my God, this guy was like." I know Michael Jordan, right? But I had no idea that Kobe was not only the second greatest NBA player ever, according to some people, but that he was just a really, really good guy, that he was just really giving and good to the community and all that. I just didn't know because I just don't follow sports really at all. So I was almost more moved after hearing everybody talking about him than when I first found out that he had died. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. So yeah. It definitely left an impression upon me only because you feel like there are these people that are larger than life while I didn't follow Kobe Bryant at all, and I'm not a sports fan at all, it's hard to avoid a name like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
You know, so the whole idea that somebody that is just such a immense figure in somebody's life, you know, or in life alone is it has some mortality, you know, is mortal.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just don't think it. And the sadness of, you know, him losing his daughter or his 13-year-old dying at the same time in the helicopter. That's just
It's
sad.
just
Really
crazy.
sad.
It's terrible. It's really terrible.
All right, let me go on to this, because I think this is one of those things that just what's the expression? A creak in my crawl.
Okay, something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I got an email at let me see what time this was. I got an email yesterday from Webinar Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Webinar Jam is migrating to this new system. No, I didn't get an email. I'm sorry. I logged into Webinar Jam and it said, hey, Webinar Jam is upgrading to 4.0.
And by the way, what is Webinar
Jam? Webinar Jam is a vehicle that a marketing vehicle that I will use when I'm creating a webinar that I want to share with our entire community. So there's for our turnkey community. So if I'm trying to promote, let's say, our ultimate podcast launch formula, which I've done a handful of times using Webinar Jam since I'm new to the platform, I will use Webinar Jam as my landing page, my registration page. It will help me keep track of all the statistics and everything. It integrates with our email system. It integrates with our payment program through Stripe. It integrates with ClickFunnels. So it's kind of like the hub in the center of all of these integrations. And the beginning of it is the webinar. The webinar is the thing that drives all of this stuff. Okay. So I log in yesterday or maybe the day before, and I see, hey, Webinar Jam is upgrading to 4.0. We've made some major improvements. I'm like, this is great. Click here to migrate. I'm like, well, I don't really know what the migration entails. It's kind of like, system update. Do you want to say, so it's like, I don't jump into anything so fast because I didn't want it to affect like what I was seeing or doing, because over the next several days, I have a couple of webinars that I have scheduled and I don't want to mess anything up in that platform. Got it? Laying a picture here. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I didn't do it. So I get an email from them yesterday saying, hey, just as a reminder, want to make sure that you know on January 31st, you need to upgrade to Webinar Jam 4.0. Doesn't say anything about them not supporting the old Webinar Jam 3.0. It just says we're upgrading to 4.0. I'm like, okay, I get it. They want us to upgrade. Totally cool. I will do it. I'm sure it's easy. Then I get today's email because yesterday was Monday as of the recording of this. The day before was Sunday. The first notice that I had for this was on a Sunday. I'm not doing anything. I just gotten finished with the weekend. You were here from Austin. We were having a good time. I wasn't doing it on a Sunday. Monday, nope, getting back to work right now. Let me put this on my schedule for the next few days to take a deeper dive into this. Well, today I get an email. All right, so now I'm realizing that there's going to be an issue.
Of course.
As I'm reading this email. So here is the email. Hey, Doug, we've had some questions about Webinar Jam and Ever Webinar 4.0, and we figured we'd clear up some things in this email. Due to the technology developing at such a rapid pace, it is time to rebuild the Webinar Jam platform from scratch. It almost took us 12 months to complete, but it's finally here. I'm thinking, okay, still pretty cool. We're prouder than ever to say it's better, faster, and more reliable than ever before. But does it mean a few things to our current customer? But it does mean a few things to our current customers. Number one, closure of 3.0. Remember, this is 4.0, so closure of 3.0. Starting January 31st, Webinar Jam 3.0 will no longer have the ability for webinars to be set up and run. This means that starting January 31st, the creation of any new webinars must be done in 4.0 Webinar Jam /Ever Webinar. Starting February 28th, Webinar Jam and 3.0 will no longer run any webinars. This means that starting February 28th, all webinars will need to be set up in the new 4.0 Webinar Jam. Access to 3.0 will still be available for time being, so you'll have ample time to gather whatever you need. Migration. As this is a new platform or new technology, it means your webinars will need to be rebuilt inside 4.0. Unfortunately, there's no easy button for this, but as the majority of setup is built in the same simple format as before, it takes roughly 30 minutes to copy and paste a webinar over. I know this is a royal pain, but trust us, it's worth it. The stability of the new platform, along with the upgraded mobile streaming capabilities, is nothing we've seen before. And the new platform, they may be saying, is a small learning curve. So for the majority of bugs reported have been...
Doug, you there? And he's gone. And his whole line on the mark is gone. What the hell happened? Oh, that's Zencaster for you. I'm going to stop the recording right now, and hopefully we'll get to hear the rest of this message in just a minute. Doug has passed his health checks, apparently, and hopefully will not just disappear again.
I'm beginning to think that Webinar Jams and EverWebinar must own Zencaster because it cut us off midstream.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
All right. So wait. So how far into the letter did you hear? Did you get enough of the gist to know where I have my problem, or have you not really gotten the problem yet?
So I got that they're forcing you manually to take all of your existing webinars, upgrade them from version 3 to version 4, which apparently they can't do automatically. But hey, it'll only take about 30 minutes per webinar for you to do it manually. That's about as far as I got.
Okay. So the entire part of the email that was important, you got, no matter what you heard.
Yeah.
So here, let me just read to you what my response, or at least the response that I sent to their support department, was, just the gist of it. So you kind of have it. I'm not going to read you the entire email because I can't read that many expletives on the show. So I wrote, basically, just FYI, I paid a large sum of money and invested an entire weekend of my time only 60 days ago to build the webinars and support docs I have in place right now. The fact that you have no migration in place is not a good business practice. Basically, you're saying, sorry, the money and time you've invested, it has no value. Do it again and recreate what you have in place. What about the webinars that exist right now that have pending registration? Meaning I have a webinar I've already scheduled, and they've gotten people that have had the links already. They already have the links. So those links go away.
Yeah.
What about the current integration with ActiveCampaign and the integration rules, which is 5 integration rules and a special integration with ActiveCampaign? What about the customized campaign pages that I've created? And what about the current uploaded documents, presentations, and offers that I've already loaded into the system? I have to recreate them. What about the fact that I don't know how to do any of those things because I paid somebody to do those for me?
Ooh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
So
obviously, I had no idea that any of this.
Right, exactly. Well, you remember that weekend that I went to Vancouver? It wasn't just to have fun.
No, I knew that, but I didn't realize that they had set all that stuff.
Oh my God! They basically, I sat there in the conference, and they're like, "Okay, do this, do that, do this, do that," and it's not like I'm going to have somebody sitting next to me saying, "Do this, do that." Now, why isn't there a migration campaign plan in place? Why is that not being something that they're talking about or chatting about at all?
It's kind of ridiculous. It is amazing that they're basically saying, sorry, we can't help you migrate all this stuff. Hey, it took us 12 months to upgrade this thing. But by the way, the one thing we didn't work into it was migrating all your hard work over for you automatically. We got to start over again.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh my God.
You are sensing my pain in there a little bit, and I'm feeling like, well, how? Okay, this is wonderful. Thanks, guys, for creating this wonderfully new platform here. Number one, I wasn't having any issues with the old platform. Never one tech issue ever. That was number one. Secondly, how am I supposed to do this?
Wow, that is just really crazy. I mean, have they replied back to you?
No, I just sent them I literally read this. I had a whole different agenda of things I was going to cover with you. Most of them were going to be fun until I got this email at 5:20 p.m. my time 2 hours ago.
Now, have you tried to do one of these migrations? In other words, I'm wondering if when they say it takes about 30 minutes to do a migration, now that could mean, hey, you can reproduce and recreate it in 30 minutes, which is bullshit because they have no idea how complicated your thing is. But it could be that there are actual steps that you have to do, and it just takes some time, but the steps actually are like going to do it automatically for you.
So here
Have
be
you tried yet?
be my question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So here's my question. When I go to upgrade to 4.0, they haven't answered this question yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm just formulating this question now, but I'm very interested. Hey, do you know what happens when you upgrade your system, your whatever, what is it called when you system tray or whatever, when your whole iOS, when your whole operating system is upgraded? Do you think that you can actually go back in there and just say, oh, hey, wait a second, can I just toggle back and forth? Like when Gmail introduces something new or Drive introduces something new, it's like you can toggle back and forth between the two. Don't like this? It's okay. You can reintroduce yourself to it a little bit later. What happens when I upgrade to 4.0 and everything that I've done in 3.0 is gone because they haven't said anything like, it's okay, it's all going to be right here for you. It's like you're going to be operating two systems together. You basically have to just cut and paste the things that you're doing. We'll even show you how to do that with these 4 easy videos. Nothing like that is happening here.
Right. And also, usually when they do a switchover like this, you're right. At some point, they're going to cut the old system off. But usually it's not like, hey, you got a month, right? It's like you can do both of them for a couple of months. We're going to give you more warning, but it doesn't sound like they're really giving you a lot of time.
So because I have a webinar right now, I'm just looking at one of the rules here, closure of 3.0. I have a webinar set up on February 11th right now. So I have sent out and already have active registrants for my February 11th webinar. That was set up now. So starting January 31st, Webinar Jam will no longer have the ability for new webinars to be set up and run. Does that mean that my webinars will starting February 28th, 3.0 will no longer run any webinars. So I'm sensing that I still have the ability to run it, but I don't. I'm guessing that's true. But as soon as I upgrade to 4.0, doesn't all my 3.0 stuff go away?
I guess you're going to have to find out because that is definitely weird.
I think they should have led in with, I know we're dicks, but.
By the way, this is going to really suck. Just letting you know before we get started.
Because I'm assuming based upon what I know about when things happen like this kind of stuff and they have a lot of dumb users like me, this is not going to be like here's a 30-minute to copy and paste over. Now, if I'm wrong, I will come back on here and eat my words and say, hey, it wasn't so bad. It really wasn't so bad. Unfortunately, There is no, when somebody tells me there's no easy button.
Yeah, right. There's no easy button. That is not a good thing to say. Hey, sorry, guys. There's no easy button. You know what was easy? Setting it up in the first fucking place because I paid somebody to do it. Okay. Now, are you going to pay that same guy to move me over to version 4? Okay. Because I paid once and I don't want to pay again.
So basically what they're saying is, I love this. There's no easy button for this, but as the majority of the setup is built in the same simple format as before, remember, I couldn't do the old one. It takes roughly 30 minutes to copy and paste a webinar over. Okay, that's one thing. How about all of the stats and figures that I have on the 7 or 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 webinars that I've already done? Will those come with me? Will my analytics come with me? This is not good. This is just,
it's really not good.
I don't understand why they would do something like this, or at least why they would roll it out the way they have so far, because their original rollout was really horrible. The original rollout basically was, hey guys, just want to let you know, you're not going to be able to access this anymore. Really sorry. I'm looking at the login page. The new Webinar Jam is here. Get your free upgrade before January 31st. Free upgrade. Okay. Did you? Don't forget, you're going to lose all your information.
Yeah. Wow.
This is not good.
It's not good. It's not good at all. I'm curious to hear what you get back. Yeah.
I really want to know what I'm going to get back. Upgrade my webinars now. No, I don't want to upgrade my webinars now. I want to understand what's supposed to happen. What's the difference? Improve quality? Doesn't say anything about, they have new stats for nerds. I like my old stats.
Can you still create another webinar in the old one?
Right now? For the next 3 days I can.
So you should try to create one, just a crappy one, whatever, in the old one, and then see what you have to do to move it before.
No,
you
my
actually have to
concern,
move it.
I hear what you're saying, but my concern is when I go over to the new 4.0, how do you toggle between the two? I'm not even ready to do that yet. I'm concerned. I am very concerned.
Me too. I'm very curious to hear what they say back.
Here's what they need to have.
No
I think I understand this now. They need to have a fucking webinar on how to do the webinar migration.
Right. Yeah,
Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you invited me to a webinar about the new webinar?
It's a good point.
Jam.
They can just walk you right through how to. Yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
That's why I called it webinar fuck. Because it's like, what the hell? This is not right. And I just paid that $497 bill also.
$497 like for the year or
for the year,
per month, I hope.
No. That would be really bad. Yeah, that would be okay. So now I have to find a new webinar platform.
Maybe. God, I hope not. But then you got to figure out how to set it up too.
I know. That whole thing sucks. I just got here, people. I just got here. It's kind of like going to a party and paying a huge coverage, or going to a club and paying a huge cover charge to discover that they're out of liquor or women.
Yeah. Well, that second one, that happens often. Yeah.
Oh, God. Had I only known it was ladies' night.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's bad.
All right.
I guess we're going to have to find out how this one turns out. Yeah, everybody tune in next Friday and see how it turned out, maybe. Hopefully we'll see if it happens by next Friday, if we know.
Got it. Well, I'm a little bit discouraged. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't.
I don't either.
I don't think this would be a really good episode for me to do my product reviews for Moleskine, because I'm feeling like I'm going at this with a jilted brain right now. This wouldn't be right for Moleskine. I'm not going to do that.
What's Moleskine?
You don't know what Moleskine is?
I've heard of it.
So Moleskine, have you ever been into like a really cool like Barnes and Noble or stationery store, and you go and look at all the great journals that they have?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So Moleskine is a journal company. Mm-hmm. They have a whole bunch of products. So I reached out to them because they wanted us to do a product review.
Really?
Or no, hold on a second. I forget how it came up. Let me think about this for a second. Did they want us to do a product review, or did they want us to do? I can't remember how this came up, but I said to them, I would be happy to do a product review no, that wasn't a product review. I think they wanted one of their people to be, hold on a second. I'll remember this. Hold on. I want to get the story straight. God, I have the worst memory. I wish my brain was more, in alignment with the shit that's going on in my life. Hold on a second. Moleskine.
Yeah, but these are like the paper style planners, right? But they're supposed to be like really well organized. I don't do paper planners. I don't do paper anything anymore.
Really? You don't like that stuff?
I really don't. I write really badly and really slowly, and I have a hard time reading my own handwriting. I want to fucking type it. I'm sorry. I don't like handwriting. My handwriting's never been good. And
don't you like the idea of having don't you like the idea of having a journal? A journal is not your thing?
I could have an electronic journal. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here it is. So I got an email from, and we'll do the review on next episode because I think this will be cool. I got an email from their director of marketing, I think. Yeah, their PR and marketing company or their PR and marketing department. Basically, Happy New Year. Moleskine welcomes you back to your desk with all the new productivity essentials, from calendars in both paper and digital formats to wellness and other supplies. Let's see. Please let me know if you're working on any, I don't know what a CNY roundup, or if Moleskine could fit into any coverage you may be planning. High-res images. Oh, so they wanted us to place I guess an article or a blog post on our website, or on my website, or whatever. So I'm like, okay, that'd kind of be cool to do that. I said, hey, I'd love to do a product review if you could send me some of the products, because I am a journal kind of guy.
Right.
So
send me some free shit.
So I sent a bunch of I sent an email to them and followed up, and I said, I would love it if you send us some products to be reviewed, and they said that would be great. And I gave them my address, and lo and behold, I got 5 journals, or 4 journals, 5 journals actually, 5 journals, and this new like electronic thing, digitize your notes and ideas in real time, where you actually take the pen, you write in the journal as long as the pen is on.
Is it this pen and ellipse, pen plus ellipse?
Yes, exactly.
Dude, that's like $130. That's
okay, well
expensive.
they sent me one of those,
Dude,
and I got it right here.
Nice.
So they sent me the pen. I turned it on. You have to use it with a special journal that receives not that receives the ink, but that it will, like, if I go to the special journal that is used with this pen and write, it will tell me what page on the journal I wrote the note on. It'll actually put the notes, digitally format the notes onto my computer or the app that I'm using. It will upload automatically to my Google Drive if I want them saved there. So it's a pretty badass piece of equipment, this pen, and it looks just like a normal pen. It's a little bit unusually shaped to allow for like an optic.
I'm looking at it on the website right now. Okay,
but it is a pretty cool thing. So next week when we come back, I want to do a review of all of these products: the 4 journals, the little tiny journal that I got, and this pen, because I think that you'll enjoy the process. Now, I am a journal kind of guy, though. I love journals. I actually write in my journal a couple of times a week. I do some goal setting and visualization based upon the stuff I write in the journal, and I write to my my CSO. What the hell is CSO? Chief Spiritual Officer. That's right. I was going to say, what is my CSO?
Officer? Okay.
I just write to that that great authority in the sky that helps make things come true for me. So I do write a couple of times, and then when this book that I'm writing in right now, which is a leather bound journal, the one that I previously bought, when that one gets filled, I will end up using one of these journals. So I think it's pretty cool. So I want to share that with you when I'm feeling a little bit more equipped to be able to handle something good like this.
Well, I have done some journaling in the past. I just have never done it on a regular basis, and but I have done it mostly digitally in my OneNote, and I need to start doing it more regularly. But I'm very curious about the pen, because I have heard before, and I don't know if this is true or not. I've seen that they've done studies where if you write something down, you actually remember it better than if you type it. Like into the computer. I don't know if it's true or not, but I just don't know if it could understand my handwriting. It'd be like, what, are you a doctor or something? That's what it would try to do when it tried to translate it. Like, what the fuck?
I am sorry, Mr. Boner.
Sorry, we have no idea what the fuck you just wrote. Right? Like it sees sketches different from text, right? Like if it knows that you're actually sketching, it just copies it as a sketch. And that's what it would do with all my handwriting. It would be like, we have no idea what this modern art that you're drawing is, but it's brilliant and beautiful. It's like, that's my fucking handwriting, asshole.
Mr. Bonner, we've gone ahead and taken all of your handwriting, and we've just sketched out several series of the new Tesla. We thought you would enjoy. We had a feeling you were maybe writing your goals for 2021. So we included the new X and the new S type as a part.
Dude, they really took good care of you, though. Like they sent you some nice shit. So I'm curious to hear about it next week, especially the electronic. You have to try the electronic one out.
Yeah, I already have. I don't want to give away any of the content yet, but I think you guys will be enjoying these products that I'm going to review for you. I will be fully ready to share my review with you next week.
Now, I am curious. So it does like character recognition. In other words, when you type it or when you write it and it recognizes it, but it changes it to text. It doesn't keep it in your handwriting. It actually changes it.
Well, it will do both of those things. So it will take your handwriting and it will save the document just as you have written it. So you will see that document also on your Google Drive, and it will translate it when you are ready to have it translated for you. And I think, again, I have to practice a little bit more with it this week, but I think there is a little bit of a learning style for you too. So if you write your E's or your S's differently than most people do, I think it has, what's it called? Learned.
Like if I write every character of the alphabet different from everybody else, which is pretty much what I do. Although I really do like the idea, because I'm looking at it, right? And it's like a little pad, but it looks like a writing pad. So in other words, if I'm somewhere and it would not be appropriate for me to be on my computer, like if I'm in not a webinar, they wouldn't care. If I'm in a seminar, right? Yeah. Like even you could say, hey, I'm just taking notes, but when you're on your computer, it's not appropriate, right? People think you're just looking through YouTube or some shit.
So I don't know exactly how it works when it's quote unquote offline, but how cool would it be for you to be able to write, let's say, I don't know, 7 or 8 pages of information in a non-Wi-Fi room, let's say, with the pen that's on, and when you get done, I think that you can. I think it has an offline capability.
I'm sure it does. I can't imagine that it wouldn't. It has to.
This pen is way too heavy not to have a memory stick in here. I'm thinking it's got to be a memory. It's got to be a memory stick in here. But why is this technology? Is this new technology? I think I seem to have remembered like character recognition for quite some time now. Hasn't there been?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. It definitely has been around for a long time. I'm sure it's gotten better over the years. I'm sure.
So the kicker to all this, which is really cool, and I know that you'll enjoy this as well, is that JJ and I are going to Italy at the end of February.
I know. It's cool.
Guess where the headquarters of Moleskine is?
Where? Italy?
Milan, Italy.
Really?
So now I have a connection in Milan, and I've already reached out to her. And Eleonora, Douglas, I look forward to speaking with you closer to the date of your arrival. In the meantime, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me if you have any questions about Moleskine and the interview, but also with your stay in Milan in general. So
damn.
So I'm going to tour the plant while I'm in. She is the head of global communications. She's the global
you've already set it up
lead.
where you're going to be touring the plant?
I'll let you take Eleonora, I'll let you take coordinating logistics from here. This is from Laura, my contact. But anytime between 10:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. local time, February 26th, to show Doug and his partner JJ the offices and chat with Roberto would be preferred pending availability.
Oh my God.
Milan,
how cool
Italy.
Is that?
I know, right? So here's the 2 things that I know I already have lined up for the Nice Guys on Business. Number one, you remember Dane Here, right? He was one of Dr. Dane Here. He was one of the guests on the Nice Guys on Business just a few weeks ago. You may not remember the name, but he wrote a book called Return of the Gentleman. Okay. Anyway, Dane owns a small castle in Italy.
Oh yeah,
it's
I know about that.
It's a 6-room boutique hotel, and he is giving JJ and I 3 nights on him. As a result of my connection with JJ and my connection with him on the Nice Guys on Business. That's number one. Secondly, this touring the plant in Milan, Italy of Moleskine, I'm going to try to see if I can find some wineries and some other places, and I'm going to write this whole fucking trip off.
Hell yeah.
Great. This is terrific. I love being a nice guy. This is really good. Thank you, Nice Guy community, for supporting me. After 5 fucking years of hosting this show, it's finally coming to fruition. I'm getting something from this show. Thank you. Indirectly. Thank you. And Big Bob, you're 1 star. Take it and fuck you. Oh, hey, hold on. Before we go, I think we had another review. Hold on. I know we haven't checked reviews in quite some time.
Not a long time now.
Let me go over to the Nice Guys on Business, Nice Guys on Business podcast. And let me check out this brand new review or 2 that we have gotten, Strickland Bonner. We are now at 317 reviews,
dude,
which is kind of
crazy.
Cool. Here we go. See all. Let's do it. This came in on Sunday from Podcast Addict. I don't even know who that is. Wait a minute. We've gotten 2 recently. Podcast Addict on Sunday. True conversations with a positive outlook. Doug, don't get me wrong. Hustle and grind have their place, but the Nice Guys has a refreshing approach to conversations for the podcast. I'm glad this podcast was recommended to me. That's from Podcast Addict 101, honest, entertaining, and nice. 5 stars.
Sometimes you need to consider the source, right? When you hear a review, like when somebody talks about the impeachment hearings, like one of the first things you want to ask is, are you a Democrat or Republican? Because you have to put it through that filter, right? A guy who calls himself, his actual moniker is Podcast Addict. I take that as high praise. Very high praise. Yeah.
I agree. Thank you, Podcast Addict. I don't know if you're a boy or girl, but thank you. I would hug you and kiss you either way. Maybe kiss you a little bit more deeply.
Don't tell JJ.
And this is about episode 1019, the Ronan Leonard Mastermind. This is for, I I can't tell. Donate Life Work You. I can't tell what the username is. Do Nat Life Works You, or Donate Life Works You. Okay,
maybe you should read it backwards.
Wednesday.
It's like the secret message in the album or something.
Oh, this is a long one. Wow. Recently, a woman I have tremendous respect for recommended I listen to the Nice Guys on Business podcast. I'm a huge believer in the power of mastermind principles, so which episode to listen to first was an easy choice. I have to say, I'm often annoyed when listening to interviews because many interviewers talk more than their guest. It was refreshing to hear Doug asking great questions and then letting his guest shine. One episode, and I'm already a big fan. I'm looking forward to many more. Thanks, Doug. Great job.
Love that.
Signed, Doug's mom. Mom, come on.
I noticed they haven't mentioned the Friday episodes. It's all about the interviews. And that's okay. That's okay.
Nobody at this point has mentioned the Friday episodes. Let's just check it out though. We have, you know what? It doesn't tell you anymore the numbers. It just tells you 317 ratings. It doesn't say how many 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 star reviews there are.
Really? That's
yep.
annoying. But we have like 4.9 stars or something, I guess.
We're still 5.0.
Oh, I love that.
We are still 5.0. Although I don't know mathematically if that is actually correct, because if you get a B, even in one class of 30 or 40 that you take, 40 classes that you take in college, even if you don't get, if you do get one B, your grade point average is no longer 4.0, is it?
It could be 3.995, but obviously they don't round. They're rounding probably to only the halves. In other words, they're I don't know. No, maybe they're rounding to a single decimal place. Probably, I'm guessing, right? Like you could be as low as 4.9, but if our average over 300 and some, which most of them are 5-star, it's probably 4.98. Right? Or if it was 4.91, maybe it would round down to 4.9.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
but if it's 4.996 or 4.97, it rounds up to 5.
Thank you, algorithm. Well appreciated.
That's what I'm here for. I'm all about the numbers.
You really are. Wow. Okay. I don't have anything else to talk about. I am a little bit exhausted about this whole webinar jam thing. I just don't know when I'm going to have time to be able to do this. I know I have until February 28th, but I really want to do this before that.
Yeah. You don't want to wait till the last minute. Totally not.
No, definitely don't want to wait till the last minute.
No, and I think we're looking at close to an hour for this episode already anyway now, because we talked for
a
good 24 minutes already.
Let's roll out of here then. The first episode of Podcast Magazine comes out this week. I'm noted on the inside front cover, I believe, as their director of sales or something like that. I've made a total of
like an
one
article
sale.
or something about you.
Once. No, there's no article about me.
No, you're just in the credits, basically.
Oh yeah. Well, how else do people get in the? I mean, yeah.
No, maybe
did you
you're
expect
mentioned
an article
in an
to be
article,
written?
who am
I?
Steve Olsher thanking you for your encouragement in helping him get where he is today. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know that will happen on this. Maybe on second edition. Maybe that's when that happens.
Could happen. You never know.
Could happen. I don't really know. Well, I love I love the idea of the magazine, and I'm looking forward to hearing where it's going to go. And I think it really will be a really big thing. Potentially, it could be a big thing. Mm-hmm. If you are interested in getting a free subscription to the magazine before it turns over to a paid plan, a free lifetime subscription, go to podcastmagazine.com and subscribe, because I have to tell you, it is a kick-ass magazine. It's something like the first edition is like 150 pages.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's a page? I don't know how this physical magazine things work anymore.
I think a page is like, I don't know, 4 pictures. I think, it's filled with a lot of pictures. There's a lot of picture content, a lot of really good editorial content, and really great articles by like 20 some odd podcasters that have been taking their categories. It is a good magazine. I would tell you, it's a solid magazine on a solid platform. Get your subscription. Can you? Where would you like me to put that link? Should I put it in the OneNote?
Put it in the OneNote in the notes.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't we head out of here for now, and we'll see you guys again next week while I'll do the full review.
Hello? And Zencaster jokes again. You know what? We're just going to let it go. Hey, Steve O'Brien, please just take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Over 600 episodes, and they're still asking me to do their voiceovers. I'm kind of like Flo on those Progressive commercials. I bet she makes a hell of a lot more than me, though. Doug and Strick don't pay shit.
You guys again next week while I'll do the full review. Maybe we'll take a good portion of the episode and do the Moleskine review. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly because it's Moleskine. So I think it's Moleskine. Moleskine.
In honor of Grover. Yes, that sounds like a fucking excellent idea.